everybody trying to be content creators and trying to go viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral. Let's go viral then.
Say let.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Good morning and welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz. And in today's show, we will be talking about a couple things. Cheech will be joining the show here at about 7:30. We will go until about 7:55. Sorry for the delay. The reason why we start the show at 7 this week was because school in Roswell, New Mexico has been canceled. Or not canceled, but they're learning remotely due to the roads not being properly prepared. You probably ask a question like, why isn't the city prepared for that? Well, this stuff only comes every so often. I think the last time we had something crazy like this, heavy snow, was about like 6 years ago. At least that's what I was reading yesterday. And from what I can remember, the last time we had something crazy with the snow was something that we call Goliath. The snow was pretty crazy. I remember being at my mom's house with my wife and my sisters, which was a perfect setting. And, jumped off the roof a little bit because the snow was so high. Had fun. Walked to the store because you see snow on the ground as a young kid. It's like, or a young adult, you kind of feel like a little kid again. It's a good time, but it seems to be clearing up, as you guys could see in the intro. Main Street seems to be very clear, but the holdup is due to the bus roads. So that's interesting. That's what I found out yesterday. But also joining me right now would be the man with the bias. The man with the tries. The one with the broad chest. The one, the only, John Borba.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
What's going on, guys?
Baby, so I found out the reason why they sold everything. All the little bulldozers to kind of push all the snow away, like you said, was to save some money. Because this only happens so often. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth spending all that money on maintenance and so on and so forth for 4 days out of 6 years? So at least that's what I found out yesterday while I was doing a little bit of research. Sean Luck is the gentleman that I played soccer with, stud back in the day. But Mr. Luck, Superintendent Luck, he went on one of the local radio shows yesterday and kind of explained what was going on. He did kind of address like the frustration from some folks in the city, but ultimately, everything seems to have come down to the roads and the safety of the children. So that's very understandable. Shout out to Santiago in the chat. Good morning to you as well. JB, let's get straight into it. There's a couple fun things happening this weekend. This is our last show of the week before we get back on Monday and start really getting into the Super Bowl festivities, as the Pro Bowl is no longer this weekend on Saturday. It has been pushed over to Tuesday. Tuesday will be all the Super Bowl festivities. Will be locked into Radio Row and all the happenings there. And then it's a flag football game. The Dallas Cowboys have yet another star added to the Pro Bowl. What does the Pro Bowl mean anymore? I don't know, JB, but CeeDee Lamb has been a replacement for JSN in that Pro Bowl game, flag football game. That'll be fun. Some cool little antics from the National Football League. But JB, the news from yesterday, I don't know how I feel about this. I sent out a little filler to a couple of our Cleveland Brown friends. Dang man, sorry. This was frustrating to see. I sent a message to Logan Raider and Devin and a few friends of ours that are Browns fans. Logan Raider, the top tier NFL fan, Cleveland Browns fan, loyal to the gills. So I sent out a little filler because, damn, bro, I'm sorry. I'm setting this up really bad. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for that. But I'm trying to pull this up at the same time. I got to get on the same page with my boy, Jay, the producer here. But here we go. Sorry about that, boys. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional for me this morning. But announced yesterday by Adam Schefter, the Cleveland Browns are hiring former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken as their next head coach. I sent out a message to Logan Raider and David and I to see what their feel was on it. And this is the response that I got from Logan Raider here, JB. He said, I said, "Hey, what's the feeling from Cleveland Brown fans?" He said, "The feeling isn't good. Why bring back someone from a previously failed Browns regime? Monken was Freddie Kitchens' offensive coordinator in 2019. He was awful. He was the last coach I wanted, honestly. All the top candidates said no thanks to Cleveland, and I think a lot of it has to do with the wacky hiring process they were putting candidates through. Essays, homework, personality tests. Cleveland is the last team who should try and reinvent the wheel when it comes to hiring a head coach. I don't have a lot of hope here." Ouch. That doesn't sound very exciting, huh, JB?
No. And to kind of go back into to bring someone back who's already failed as part of the organization, like we talk about guys like hiring from within and like how that Joe Brady, kind of on the fence about Joe Brady just because he's been there for 4 years and he's part of the reason. Ultimately at the end of the day, the coach gets blamed for everything. But also, Joe Brady's been there for 4 years. He didn't get over the hump as well. So it's like, is that a good hire? Is it a bad hire? I guess that is still to be determined. But for somebody to come back in as a head coach who obviously failed miserably and in the development and fumbled that whole thing with Baker Mayfield. Anybody, I think, on the Freddie Kitchen staff, that already says a lot in itself. Like that was probably one of the worst head coaches we've ever seen since we've been alive, to be honest. So to just have that
You've been alive.
offensive coordinator on that staff come back, like for round two, like I don't know. For me, it doesn't sound very promising. And I don't know if this is something that Cleveland is going to regret pretty quickly, or we
Yeah,
just
geez,
don't
you
know.
hope not, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
hope not.
we
But
don't know
my
what to expect.
initial reaction is like when I saw this, I'm like, "What? Like,
Yeah,
make this make sense." I mean, we got obviously as time goes on, as the offseason kind of plays itself out, slowly, I'm sure Browns fans are going to be as delusional as every other football team in the league and somehow talk their way through why this was a good hire. Before I give you my reaction, JB, let me read David and I's reaction to my question. Uh, this hire absolutely makes no sense. What's the reaction from the fan base? David and I's response was, "I don't think this is a good hire. The coach was carried by Lamar and Henry. If it wasn't for Lamar's capabilities to create plays when everything broke down, is what made that offense successful. I was in high hopes that Cleveland would have pursued Schwartz or McDermott. Now we might lose Schwartz." That was my thing right there. Is like, why wouldn't if you were gonna make this move? Is like, why wouldn't you just promote Schwartz, make him the
yeah.
head coach, and then bring in Munkin as the offensive coordinator if that was even an option? But it seems like they should at least kind of played that out, especially with all the offensive gurus that are out there right now, all these passing coordinators that want to get offensive of coach or coordinating jobs for the first time. It seems like there could have been a better options out there. But for me, when I saw this, man, I'm just thinking like when I look at Baltimore, nothing from that offense last year screams to me like, oh yeah, that's a head coach. I mean, when we look back at the running game for Baltimore, as successful as Derrick Henry has been with them, it's kind of like the one frustrating stat that I always see is like Derrick Henry getting no touches in the fourth quarter. I think against the Steelers, he got 2 touches after having over 100 yards in the first half. Like who's that on? Was that on this gentleman here, or are we going to put that on John Harbaugh? Regardless, both of them are to blame. At least half and half, right? 50-50 get to blame. But it's like, what are we talking about? Are we just handing out jobs at this point? Like whatever's available, and then Logan Raider kind of talking about them reinventing the wheel on the hiring process. Like, what are we doing, Andrew Barry? We're dropping the ball here. This is crazy. Writing a personality essay, JB. Come on, this team. This is why this team is the laughing stock in the NFL, and it seems like nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. If you were going to do this, if this was the hire, you should have just kept Kevin Stefanski. If I'm being honest, now you kind of threw a shot at the defense. Now we got to ask ourselves: Is Miles Garrett is he going to want to deal with this, or is the next move going to be Miles Garrett raises his hand and says, hello, get me out of here, trade me ASAP." I'm just waiting for that tweet to come out. To be honest, wouldn't you get the same sentiment there?
No, 100%. And it's like, for me, the biggest thing is now Jim Schwartz, he's not happy. Like, from what he's done with that defense, like you would think that he would be moved up possibly as like a head coach candidate. And like for them to hire this dude over Jim Schwartz, who's done a lot with that defense, it kind of just doesn't make sense. Now, Jim Schwartz, he might leave. Like that's how crazy this thing is. You know, I don't think it was handled properly at all. So um, I don't know what's going to be the future of Jim Schwartz, but I don't think it's going to be in Cleveland, and that's going to be another huge loss. That's almost as big of a loss as like Brian Flores, like leaving Minnesota. You know, so
Yeah,
to just totally fumble the bag like that. It's
doesn't make
it's it's,
sense.
it's typical Cleveland Brown stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I really,
No,
it just doesn't make
there's
sense,
like
you
no
know.
explanation to it. I'm sure everybody's just as shocked. Like at least from what I've seen on X as of last night, it's like everybody's kind of confused. And then, like I said, I threw out that filler to Logan and David, and it's like they're just like what the hell too. Like what? Come on, if we're gonna do this, we might as well have just hired our DC. But now, if you're the
Yeah,
San Francisco 49ers and you lose Robert Saleh,
that's a great option.
hello, hello, come to San Francisco, baby. Come to San Francisco. At least at least that's what I'm thinking. Or Josina Anderson. This is what was reported by her last night. She said one league source just told me. Josina Anderson, NFL insider. One league source just told me, in his opinion, the Browns should do something different. Make Todd Monken and Jim Schwartz head coaches to massage the conundrum. Damn. Monken, co-head coach of offense. Schwartz, co-head coach of defense. What are your thoughts on that?
Jeez, I don't know, man.
Uh,
It just sounds
co-head
it's just
coaches.
a mess. It was poorly handled. I mean, that'd be the first time we see something like that. I mean, you might as well, because other than that, I think you're going to lose Schwartz if he doesn't get a prominent role in the team. Like, I feel like he's done enough to get that hire from within, you know. But I I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of the Cleveland Browns, but I don't think it's going to be good. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they hired him. Maybe they saw some sort of relationship between him and possibly Shador. And then obviously, I think you're going to bring in another quarterback for a QB competition. You know, or just keep Dylan Gabriel in the on the team as well and develop that. I don't know if it's going to be another three-way competition. Who even knows? I don't know what's going on in Cleveland. I don't really. I mean,
You just want to laugh.
is this a
That's
surprise?
all, really, right?
Is it really a surprise that things are like this bad? I mean, it's just awfully poorly handled, just poorly handled. I think overall, and there's really not much you could say. It's just like another disappointing thing for like Browns fans. It's like, well,
Yeah.
we're the laughing stock of the league. Here we go. Time for another year. Woo! Like I don't know. For me, it's just like I don't know. You just don't expect.
If just based off this hire, if I asked you, what do you if the over under? Let's just set it at. I'm going to give this team a little more credit than I should be giving them. Let's just set it at 7 wins. Over under.
I feel like it's under. I feel like it's under at this point. I mean, without a defensive coordinator, it doesn't sound like you're going to have Schwartz back. Todd Munkin's already been here once. That failed miserably. You don't really have a plan, offensively or defensively, I feel like. So I just don't know what to expect from this team. I could expect another high draft pick next year, in 2027. I think
Yeah.
that's what we can expect. That's the only thing that I
I'll
can
tell
say
you
for
what.
certain.
That 2027, 2028 season, the Browns might be back. So we got something to look forward to. But if everything hits the wall next year, I do expect that they end up looking for a new GM. As Santiago says, I think both of us, me and you, Borba, we seem pretty flustered about the hire. And like he says here, it sounds like a shit show. That's exactly what it is. I hope that they can figure it out. Because good Browns football is fun football, man. That's probably the one fan base that I do feel bad for, that I want to see win. Low key, kind of a Browns fan down under, just because we do want to see the Cinderella story win, but it doesn't look good for Cleveland Browns fans, bro.
Yeah, they saw something in Munkin. I just don't understand why you don't interview some of the guys from the Rams. I don't understand why Clint Kubiak's not an
Well, the
option.
problem is a lot of folks are denying it. Like Mike McDaniels didn't even go with the interview, didn't even go through the interview process, didn't even give him a chance. Like
I
imagine how
think that's
crazy
more
that is.
on. I think that's more on Mike McDaniel. I think he did. I think Mike McDaniel wanted to be an offensive coordinator. I don't think he wanted to take on another head coaching job so quick. I think his time in Miami was like a big lesson, and he's still young. And it's like you go to the right situation as an OC. You're young. You go to a great situation with a good quarterback. Everything's stable, in that organization, and I
Yeah.
think that helps out at the end of the day. It's best for Mike McDaniel. So I can understand why maybe declining something like that. But you got all these other young dudes that are hungry for a head coaching spot. Clint Kubiak. I would wait till after the Super Bowl. I don't see what the rush is to get a freaking head coach. Wait another week and a half.
Well,
Then you can get
everybody's
Clint
kind of
Kubiak.
looking. Everybody's kind of looking for OCs and DCs right now. And there's one gentleman that seems to hit the lottery with this pick here, JB. I'm going to give you a chance to kind of retract your statement on the Tennessee Titans hire. Robert Saleh made his appearance, landing in Nashville, Tennessee with the family, coming off the jet, looking shredded as ever. This dude's got a big old family. This guy stays active, my boy. His son looks exactly like him here on the far left. Obviously, he should look just like him, right? It's his son. But JB, he went on and hired Brian Dable as the offensive coordinator, who, from what I'm seeing, is it's one of those situations, kind of like Minnesota with y'all's DC Brian Flores. If he doesn't get a head coaching job, he will be the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. In this case, it seems like Brian Dable, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, he will land himself in Nashville, Tennessee as the offensive coordinator for Cam Ward, which is exactly what you were screaming last week. You said, I don't like this hire because we have a young quarterback there in Cam Ward who needs development. Is Robert Saleh's track record as far as developing quarterbacks not very great. So what is he going to do to improve this Tennessee Titans team? And what did he do? He got in his bag and went and got Brian Dable. Wow, what a hire, JB. What do you think? Are we retracting our statement that we made last week on the hire of Robert Saleh, and we like this, or what do we think?
Now that we see the plan coming together, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Saleh, call the defense, do what you can, do what you got to do. You hire a really good offensive minded coach who's had experience developing young quarterbacks. This guy's Dable's developed Josh Allen. I think he would have been on the right track with the Jackson Dart. He just didn't have enough time. We saw what he did with Daniel Jones. He brought the best out of Daniel Jones early, and got him the bag and everything like that. And I think this is the best case scenario for the Titans and what Saleh is trying to do and what he's trying to build right there. Bringing in Dable, that's a solid hire for a young quarterback. So I think now that we see the plan unfolding, this is what you want it to be. So now it makes sense for me. I'm like, okay, let me chill on the head coach thing, So I think now,
Yeah,
if you were to mess that up, bring in somebody that doesn't make sense offensively, then I understand. But you got a guy with a proven track record who's helped young quarterbacks develop, and I think that's exactly what Cam Ward needs. So I think overall now Tennessee might be cooking. Tennessee might be cooking.
yeah, boy.
Now bringing some players to help Cam Ward. I think that's the next option. The next thing that you need to do, whether that's getting another running back, whether that's getting rid of maybe Calvin Ridley or something like that, just getting a number one overall, like a number one receiver type deal. Even tight end, build
Can you
everything.
imagine? Can you imagine Robert Saleh goes and brings back AJ Brown to Tennessee? That'd be hilarious.
That
That would be hilarious.
you never know. I don't know. I don't know with AJ Brown if he's gonna feel confident with I think he wants an established quarterback if he were to go somewhere. At this point,
Yeah,
you're not playing around anymore. You're not. It's like almost like a Devontae Adams situation. You're not gonna go to the Raiders for a couple of years and just waste 2 or 3 years. We've seen multiple great wide receivers do that. We saw Randy Moss do that, waste a good 3 years in Oakland at the time. We've seen Devontae Adams waste time with the Raiders. I don't think you bring in somebody at that stage of their career, at their late 20s, early 30s, trying to build their legacy and win a Super Bowl or another Super Bowl. I don't think you bring that in there, but you can still bring good weapons that will come together and fit your offensive scheme. Like that's what's very important. You can fit guys that Dable wants in his scheme. They don't have to be
I don't
flashy
like the team
all-pro
in the Super
names.
Bowl right now.
No, just get the guys that are going to fit the scheme, that are going to get open, that are going to make plays, playmakers that are going to fit the
Yep.
scheme. That's the biggest thing. So I think they're on the right track.
Yeah, my boy Santiago just sitting on his couch, like, you ever seen that meme when he's like that 50 Cent meme? That's like, fuck, did I do? You know, it's like how the Raiders just catch a stray here. But speaking of the Raiders, this is the coaching carousel from Fox NFL. Obviously, the Cleveland Browns spot has been filled. So now the last two teams that are awaiting their head coaching hire is the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders. And it seems like, they've been very outspoken that they're kind of waiting for the results of this game, and I think everybody knows that we're waiting for for Clint Kubiak to make the decision on whether he wants to be a head coach or shoot might catch everybody by surprise and just sit and wait one more year with the Seattle Seahawks, which wouldn't be a bad deal if you look at what are the possibilities of some coaches being fired next year. Woo! I don't know, JB. Speaking for myself here, that Dallas Cowboys spot might come open if we have another year like we did this year. I wouldn't be surprised. And if a gentleman like Clint Kubiak waits, there could be a high end job on the other side. But man, Arizona or Las Vegas, which one's the most appealing job? And it's
For
like, damn,
me,
we the fact that these teams got to wait so long with all these other all these the one hard part, the one thing that we said like about the Tennessee Titans is like let's wait to see who he brings with him. It's like now everybody's kind of being picked and plucked, and it's like what's going to be left? What's going to be left, right?
yeah, I think for me, what I would want to go into is a situation where you can start fresh, and that means going to the Raiders, and solidifying your quarterback position. You get Fernando Mendoza. You can build. You have already Genty. You already have Brock Bowers. So you have some
Got a young goal
staples
line.
in place, some key staples of your offense for the next 10 years. So you get that quarterback as well. This is going to be a trio all within 3 years, um, in each draft, back to back to back drafts, Fernando Mendoza, Ashton Genty, and then before that, Brock Bowers. So you get that trio going. So that helps solidify your offense. And then I think with the Cardinals and what their situation is and the whole quarterback thing up for grabs or whatever, that whole thing is a whole nother issue in itself with Kyler Murray and that whole thing. So I don't. It's that doesn't seem like a very good place that you would want to go. They got the weapons. It's just like the quarterback position, though. To me, is that's the biggest thing. And if I'm gonna be a head coach, especially like Kubiak, going into a job where I can draft my quarterback that I want for the future and develop him and make him learn, my offensive scheme and all that kind of stuff, make it fit for him and everything like that, instead of having a veteran quarterback. For me, that just sounds like a place to go. Like that sounds like a no-brainer to me. It really does. So I
Yeah.
think Kubiak makes a lot of sense on the Raiders. As far as the Cardinals,
Yeah.
I have no clue. No clue what's going on
The,
over there.
the Cardinals is an interesting one because it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, the whole quarterback situation is funky. And it sounds like they're going to part ways with Kyler Murray. And then I think to myself, like, what would be the best fit for Kyler Murray? So let's go through that little exercise. Where would I've seen a couple AI edits of Kyler Murray with maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. Interesting. Mike McCarthy, offensive coordinator. Is it possible that they could get something out of Kyler Murray? I don't know. See, what sucks is Kyler Murray was known for his legs, right? And then as time kind of progresses, you kind of the first thing that they say the first thing that goes is the speed. Um, Once the speed goes, it's like, what is your other best attribute? And if he hasn't developed in the passing game, it's like,
Yeah.
at what point do you just go, man, this guy's overpaid?
Yep.
This guy's overpaid. This
And
guy
he
should be
has
getting.
been
This should be a
overpaid.
team friendly. This should be like a $30 to $35 million contract a year, which would be fitting for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers was on a team friendly deal. They were able to unload on that defense, especially for a team that a lot of folks are thinking that hey, this is our window. This is our window before we have to absolutely tear it down and rebuild. But hey, maybe Will Howard is the guy over there in Pittsburgh. Shit, I don't know, JB. Where could you see Kyler Murray at?
you've seen Pittsburgh, you've seen obviously Minnesota. I've seen all that crap. Um, I think it's very slim pickings for Kyler Murray and like what teams are looking for in a quarterback. I don't think that's a like I mentioned this the other day when Tim was on the show. Like there was a little trend in the league where everybody was drafting these smaller quarterbacks. They looked good, they can move, and still have the throw power, still have the throw accuracy. We've seen that develop now, with guys like Kyler and Bryce Young, and it's like it's nothing. When you look at the prototypical QB, that's a guy, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", stands tall in the pocket, and can make any throw. That's why I think Fernando Mendoza, like you just read his attributes, his height, his weight, what he can do from the pocket standpoint, and that's like coaches just love that, and then having,
Yeah.
I don't know where this trend kind of came out of, with Kyler Murray and those guys, the smaller dudes. So I just don't think it's panned out, and I don't think people see it as the most successful route to go in, because what have these short quarterbacks done? I mean, the exception is like Russell Wilson, back in 2011, 2012, 2013, when he had a really good team around him, but that was still on his rookie contract. Other than that, no other Super Bowl appearance. He was on his rookie contract. He had a really great team around him. That's the only exception. Drew Brees, 6 feet tall.
Drew Brees is the reason we're going through all this right now.
Drew Brees.
I think it's fair to say Drew Brees is why.
That's literally the one exception. There's no other. I can't think of any other 6-foot quarterback who's had the success of Drew Brees. You could throw in Russell Wilson. That's it. Early in his career, but even throughout his career, Russell Wilson still, was putting up good numbers. But I think overall, when you look at the quarterback position and what you want to draft and build around, it's a no-brainer. Like a 6'4" guy, stands tall in the pocket, big dude, Josh Allen type, even the Carson Wentz type. Like people love those type of quarterback. I'm trying to think of the word, like those attributes, just what they look like, just a quarterback, a Justin Herbert. That's the prototypical. That's your prototypical quarterback right there, and that's what teams like, and I think that's what's proven successful in the league. And I think the whole trend of having these short quarterbacks is going to possibly go away. We're not going to see him drafted, number 1 overall anymore. I really don't see that. I could see maybe a first rounder, shorter guy, but I just can't see a team really investing.
We're going back to the tall. It does feel like football is transitioning back to kind of old school, hard nosed football, right? Like we're loading up on defenses. We're kind of bringing back the run game. We're kind of bringing back that quarterback that can sit in the pocket and really be accurate with their throws. And then on top of it, you just add the little bit of spice of being able to be just an athlete, be athletic, get out of the pocket, and sometimes create something out of nothing. And speaking of young athletes, JB, let's go over to Mr. Diego Pavia. If you guys weren't aware, the Senior Bowl will be this Saturday, January 31st, and the kickoff time is 1:30 p.m. Central Time. So I believe that'll make it 12:30 p.m. or Mountain Standard Time at the Hancock Whitney Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. This event, 2026, it features practices and a game with over 100 top NFL prospects, JB. Diego Pavia was interviewed yesterday. Obviously, there's a bunch of stuff circulating about his size, about him being 5'9" and 7/8, which, bro, that still blows my mind. Like, just round that shit up. What are we doing? Like, why are we trying to drag this dude down? Just round that thing up. Oh, we're talking about.
I do not agree with that at all. I do not agree with that at all. Even hand size, foot size gets measured in the draft. Nope. You say exactly what the measurements are. I don't agree with that at all. Nope.
5'9", 7/8. Come on, Senior Bowl. Are we trying to help these boys get drafted or not? Like,
no.
It feels like they were trying to bring them down just a little bit, Jay. I don't like it.
You are, but
I don't like
you got to call it like it is. They get measured all the same.
No, I agree, but it's the Senior Bowl. It's a Senior Bowl. You're propping up your product as a college football. You let that stuff happen in the combine. Let that news break by the NFL. You help out your athlete, your collegiate athlete. You help him go get a job. That's the way I'm looking at this. If I'm trying to sell my product to somebody else, I'm gonna hype this thing up as much as possible. The fact that, come on, 5'9",
College isn't a
7'8",
product.
bro, that's crazy.
College isn't a product. College is a school. Like, it's literally like, for me, I don't
it?
see it as a product.
Not
I see
anymore.
it as something
Not
that's
anymore.
mandatory to go to. Like, you have to play college football to make it to the pros. Like, it's not for me, it's not a product. It's not like you're trying to sell anything. No. Like, what is okay if Diego Pavia comes and plays college football next year? What does anybody get out of it? Besides like entertainment. I don't like. For me, it's
Yeah,
like
so what's college football at this point now? It's not college football no more, baby. It's semi-pro. What are we talking about?
it's still at the end of the
This is
day.
a semi-pro league at this point that's selling a
At the
product.
end of the day,
And it's now paying these athletes to go and advertise their product for them.
that's part of it. But he's not associated with college. Like, he's not playing another snap in college. He's not going to Vanderbilt next year. He's not playing another snap. No. I disagree with that 100% because everybody's feet gets measured. Everybody's hand size gets measured down to the freaking centimeter, whatever. Like, I'm calling it how I see it. Like, no, this doesn't do anything for the product. Like, no, this doesn't do anything for Vanderbilt. Like, what? I don't know. No.
All right. I'm with you. Let's see what Santiago says. Can't scapegoat it, man. They had Bryce Young listed as 6 foot in college, and when he got to the combine, he was listed at 5'10".
Yep. It's always like that.
Bryce Young listed at 6 foot in college. They waited till the combine until they came out with 5'10". Like, damn, bro, 5'9" and 7/8, JB. That's like a piece of paper. That I helped my boy out here. But anyways, he was interviewed here.
Should have standed on his tippy toes.
Yo, he should have at least kind of little chest up or something. I'd like to see I'm gonna have to find the video of him getting measured. That'd be interesting. But here, let's listen into quick this one-on-one. Come on, man. Come on.
Day one, Senior Bowl practice in the books for you, Diego. How do you feel like today went?
I feel really good. You kind of get to see what some of these guys can do. It's like, oh, I should just throw it up every time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had an amazing experience here today. That's why I'm here. You know, at the Panini Bowl. Super thankful for Drew bringing me here and inviting me here. And, this opportunity is something that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
What do you hope to prove to scouts, coaches this week when you're out here?
This is
that I'm the best player in the country. You get me, you're going to get someone who's a winner, a competitor, a leader, and someone who doesn't take no for an answer.
What's your offseason?
You hear that, JB? Or do I need to run that back?
No, one time was good.
Did you hear that? You're going to get a winner, bro. A leader of men, JB.
Been like just in terms of you wanting to get back on the field.
Are we not? What's up? Let's not dog my boy here. Let's not dog our boy here. We've been riding this train for a little bit. I did turn off the audio. The rest is kind of blah 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 blah. But I'll allow the video to play in the background as we kind of react to this, JB. Are we excited about seeing bro in the league? Are you excited? I mean, like for me, he's an Albuquerque native, New Mexican, right? We got as we've seen, there's a couple New Mexicans in the Super Bowl playing for the Seattle Seahawks, which is pretty cool. And we saw Marcus Cannon, Jay, correct me if I said his name wrong, but a relative of many folks here from Roswell, New Mexico, Super Bowl champ. That's pretty cool. So that part of that, there's a bit of a connection there to this dude. I know Diego's had a couple antics that a lot of us wouldn't be proud of, trying to back up dude, but that's part of life, baby. Sometimes we're a little rough around the edges, depending on how you grew up and whatnot. And now he's being put on the biggest stage of his life, going after probably the biggest dream of his life, getting into the NFL. How you feel about Buddy?
I mean, of course, like you have a chance to go to the league. Like you have a chance.
You won't be the bad guy, so
no. Like you have a chance to go to the NFL. Like you can't take that away from anybody. Like he's got a good chance to at least be on a roster, this offseason, and then go through the whole offseason program and everything like that. Like I just don't know what the success is going to be. I don't know if he's actually going to get a chance as a quarterback, to really do what he can do. I don't know.
And no shot at JJ McCarthy, but it's kind of the vibe I get from Pavia, and that's no shot at Pavia. I mean, JJ McCarthy's a starting quarterback in the NFL, so shout out to that, right? But Pavia, a lot of the success that they've had at Vandy is basically being able to run the ball, and then Pavia being able to kind of create something out of nothing in the play action game.
Yeah, but
He's
I will say that his passing game opened up. Like he was throwing for over 300 yards in multiple games against good teams, So I will
yeah.
give him that. So he can throw the ball. It's just I don't know how well that's going to translate. I don't know if it even does translate to the NFL. So we're gonna have to see, what
This
happens.
Senior Bowl will say a lot. This Senior Bowl will say a lot. It's on Saturday, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. We'll be locked in. I hope you guys tune in too, and hopefully, hopefully, dude cooks, man. Good luck to him. I really hope he can put Albuquerque on the map as far as the NFL world goes. That would be cool. That'd be fun. That'd be good for us. That'd give us something to talk about and something to be excited about going forward. But yeah, man, good luck to him. That happens this weekend. So if you guys didn't know, now you know. Senior Bowl, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time on ESPN, led by Diego Pavia, as he is finishing his last year before he gets into the NFL draft, and then people start to drag his name into the dirt, because that's basically what the NFL Combine feels like sometimes. It feels like we try to degrade athletes everywhere just to uplift one or two players, but it is what it is. I mean, damn, bro, the shots were coming towards Fernando Mendoza about that quarterback from Oregon. Like, if he got into the draft, all of a sudden people were like, "Oh, I don't know if Fernando Mendoza should go number one." It's like, come on. And then they play each other head to head, and we saw what happened, right? But it is what it is, man. Shout out to the Raiders for their new quarterback there. JB, you want to know what else is happening this weekend?
Dante Moore's still young, by the way.
What,
And he had a
what'd you
completely
say?
different team. You can't do that. You
What'd I
can't
just do?
say that whole thing that you just said, because obviously Indiana was the best team in the league. And you're going up and it's not that Dante Moore played awful. He just there's that team
He
got
played awful.
smoked. He just fumbled the ball and some dumb stuff, and he's younger. Like, let the guy develop a little bit more. I think that would have been a great, if they were both coming out at the same time, both had the same amount of experience. Then okay, I think then you really are like, who's going to be the number one pick? But it's far and away. This is a weak quarterback draft. Fernando Mendoza. But you can't just say, oh, Dante Moore, when they played. No, it's because Dante Moore's not playing 11 Fernando Mendoza's on defense. He's playing freaking Indiana defense, who's got some crazy players on that
Yeah,
side.
some people would say NFL caliber talent, right?
Yeah.
Some people would say that. Some people
Yeah.
would say that.
So
That'd be the shot. But what else is going on this weekend, JB? Well, let me tell you. There's a couple fights happening this weekend. Last week was a success. I don't know if you tuned in to the Justin Gaethje, Patty Pimblett, Sean O'Malley. We talked about it a little bit on Monday. What a success for the UFC and Paramount Plus. I believe they had about 5 million concurrent viewers throughout that whole thing. They Paramount Plus got 1 million new subscribers overnight due to the UFC moving on over. But this is not UFC. This is boxing. The Ring magazine. This is the first face-off of the fight week. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson fight this Saturday. This will be the Ring 6 exclusively on the zone, January 31st in New York City. So this fight time is 8 p.m. This walkout probably won't happen until about.
video frozen or what?
Gosh, man. Now I paused it.
I
And
was
these guys
kidding,
are
I was
moving
kidding. No, I-
extremely
paused it.
slow.
Before you
Okay.
paused it, dude. I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
just a little
pissed or
face
what?
off, JB. These are two gentlemen that are fighting at what I believe is 135. Small brothers, but very skilled and talented. This is a Mexican American, Teofimo Lopez, going against Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is supposed to be the next Floyd Mayweather 2.0. At least that's what I'm being told. And if you watch him fight, not the most entertaining boxer in the world. I do got to clear that up. There's a difference between a fight and a boxing match. We got to be clear about that. This is a boxing match. These are boxers. Shakur, kind of boring. Very talented though. Ducks and weaves a lot. Hits, gets out, which that's the name of the game, right? The sweet science of boxing. Hit and don't get hit. That's what Shakur Stevenson is really good at. Teofimo Lopez, kind of a dog, likes to get in there, get messy. I think that's kind of what you're going to have to see from this match, and you'll really see if Shakur's a runner or if he's a dog. The only thing that frustrates me about the gentleman on the right, JB, is that he's got some heavy Twitter fingers. When he gets on X, this dude will let it rip. This guy's a killer. I'm an animal. I'm a murderer. La 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 la. And then you watch his fights, and it's like the opposite of the product that he's selling. So he gets a lot of criticism from folks in that world, which is well deserved, right? If you're selling that you're this guy that's going to go knock everybody out, blah blah blah, and you don't do it, eventually that criticism will come back to bite you in the tush, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Here's my question: do you know any of these guys? Is this
Nope.
my little bubble?
Yep.
It's okay if you don't. I just want to get the fillers of like how big this event actually is.
Yeah. No.
Kind of hyping it up like it's a big deal, and as of right now,
You
I'm not
are.
liking your energy.
Yeah, you're hyping this thing up, man, big time. I mean, first of all,
You won't be watching. You won't be
I won't be
gosh, bro.
watching. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You guys can
Okay.
speak on that.
All right. All right. We'll move on. JB. Something
I
else
mean,
that's
we
happening
don't
this
have
weekend.
to. No, you could just who's your winner? Who's your winner?
Well, I hope Teofimo wins. I like Teofimo. He's more of he's a better character. The storyline for boxing would be better to me, I believe, if Teo wins. And then I don't like Sweet Science of Boxing is fun. It's cool. I like technical battles every now and then, but it sucks whenever you see. Yeah, I just don't like the product that he puts out, bro. Especially when you hype it up. To me, it's like if you're gonna sell me that you're a killer, go show me, and then we buy in. But you can't go call yourself a killer, put out this product of being like the greatest defensive boxer, and then come back to X and be like, "What y'all mad about?" It's like, come on, bro, come on, just give us what you're selling. That's all we're asking for. If you do that, I think the public would fall in love with them. But the real world, the fun stuff to me is the UFC, the MMA world, JB. The UFC 325 will be kicking off this Saturday on Paramount Plus. It'll be led by Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. They'll be fighting again, a rematch for the UFC title. And in the co-main event would be Dan Hooker and Saint Denis Benoit, the Frenchman. That fight would be fun. I'm not sure if you know who Dan Hooker is, man. Dan Hooker is an absolute scrapper. That's must-see TV. Whenever you see this man's face on a poster, you definitely got to tune in, JB, because it's going to be a scrap. This whole card is kind of stacked up, man. To kick it off, I'm not too sure who the two gentlemen are kicking it off. I'm not even going to try to say their name. This is when it gets a little tricky with the UFC because there's so many foreigners that their names are a little hard to say. But then in the heavyweight division, you got Tai Tuivasa against Teixeira. That's going to be fun. Two heavyweights battling it out. I don't know if you've seen the gentleman that's gone viral for drinking beer, doing a shoey, pouring beer into a shoe, and then hitting a little waterfall from random shoes at that. Have you seen that at all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gross, right? Would you do it?
No.
No, thank you.
No,
all right, and then
I
following that
can't.
will be Fassi versus Ruffy. JB, this is scrap. These are scrappers here, JB. Let me show you the main event here. You got Diego Lopez and Alexander Volkanovski squaring up. There's no sound, huh? Buddy's Brazilian on the right. Versus an Australian. This is happening in Sydney, Australia. I was shocked because the press conference was at midnight last night. Look at that, JB.
Shredded.
I think that's you. That's you if you drop down to 135.
Yeah, I would be tiny boy. Yeah. That is.
What are you weighing right now these days?
I'm like 185. I gotta drop.
Shredded as ever though.
The
What are we trying
leanest
to get
I've
to?
ever been is like 156, and that's me like dying. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how these guys can get to. I just have more muscle mass than them, just to be honest. Not tooting my horn, but I'm just
Yeah,
bigger.
I mean, these guys are fighting at
Yeah, these guys are fighters.
155. But once they hydrate and whatnot, they're probably walking around what 150, 155.
Oh
So
yeah,
I mean,
after you, because they're depleted right now for weigh-ins. So after that, you carb up, eat a little bit and everything like that. You're probably 20 pounds heavier, 3 or 4 days
yeah,
later.
you've done a couple shows where you went and did this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. You did a little bit of that. You did the whole weight cutting process. How was the weight cutting process? How much weight did you cut whenever you did that
It's
show?
I don't know how UFC and fighting goes about it, but I mean for bodybuilding and stuff, it could be up to like a 20-week cut. It's a long process, very long
I mean,
process.
we're talking about 8-week camps.
Yeah, no,
I think
way
most
longer than
fighters have
8 weeks.
8 camps.
Yeah,
You
most
should have
fighters.
preparing though.
Yeah, 8-week camps and all that, but for bodybuilding, it's a very slow process. It's a very mental, enduring process. I mean, the same thing you could say about UFC. It's all mental too, but that's the name of the game. I mean, no pain, no gain. That's what you go through in bodybuilding. It's a lot of mental taxation, a lot of wanting to quit. It's
Yeah,
but
yeah.
fighting through it. So yeah, and it's just the preparation is just it's insane. Every meal has got to be on point. Your hydration, everything's got to be on point for
I mean, you're
16.
describing every fighter's camp here.
Yeah,
It's exactly what they go through because everybody wants an advantage, right? So you got guys that weigh 150. Well, let's just use the lightweight division as an example, 155, or let's just say our weight. Your boy's sitting here at 203 right now. Definitely need to get that down to about 190 so I can feel a little bit better. We can see a little bit of the bloatedness here in the cheeks. It's okay. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna start today, JB. We're gonna restart the New Year's resolution today. Kind of fell off last week and this week, so we're in a rough patch here. But with the UFC, man, I'm gonna have to show you a couple. I'm on Monday. I'm gonna show you a couple of people's camps. I mean, they're basically on their deathbed trying to shred 20 to 25 pounds just to try to gain an advantage. That's been a high topic conversation in the fighting world about how many athletes. How bad they're draining themselves this past weekend, last week for that UFC 323 card. There was a gentleman that actually passed out while he was weighing in. Did you see that video at all?
yeah.
Weighs in, does the whole at 135, does the flex, walks off the scale, and then just face plants, passes out. I mean, these guys are on their deathbed just trying to gain an advantage, but it's crazy. These guys right here, this main event, absolute killers. I know you know who Alexander Volkanovski is, at least. I mean, this guy is an absolute dog. Diego Lopez, absolute dog. This dude likes to just go in and bang. But JB, for as much as these guys are killers, they have a little bit of fun too. Let me show you this video. This is the UFC champion.
Hey, Volk. Sing it again. For the guys. Come on.
That was my question.
Come on, Volk.
Sing.
Hey, you say sing.
Oh, what did I just do? JB. No. Hold on, JB.
It was going on pretty good.
I know.
Started
I'm
off strong.
sorry. Here we go. Sorry, I was trying to get you a good view here.
That was my question.
Come on, Volk.
Sing.
Hey, you say sing.
Sing again. Come
Here's a
on.
killer,
Come
bro.
on. Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind.
Yo, bro. The UFC's jokes sometimes, man.
Oh
That's
yeah.
funny. Can you imagine about to go into this barbaric octagon and you're just at peace doing this? Tonight will be the. You know the song, right? Were you about to jump on with him and go in
No,
rhythm?
no, it's too
No?
early. But I felt it. No, these
Those are
guys
the
just
juices
scream
flowing.
CTE, They just scream CTE. They really do.
Yo,
This
Scream
is their
CTE
this
is
is their
crazy.
normal. Like they're just fighters. Crazy fighters. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
just
Crazy
scrappers.
fighters. It's what it is. They're just crazy fighters. Crazy fighters.
Oh, okay. I see that. I see it there. We got a little more in that. In the
Yeah.
bag. I'm digging it. All right, JB. Last one. Last one before we go off to work here. Yesterday, you were like, pull up the video. We don't care about they're not going to copyright us about this. Trinity Rodman, you're
Pull it up.
disrespecting my girl just a little bit yesterday. I did find the clip. Let me pull it up for you so we can watch USA women's soccer team at its best.
Koreans and
Let's just
Japan, and you're like, man, what do we
pass
have
here.
on the side? And this is showing.
Look at the
we've
ball
got a
movement,
lot of
JB.
creativity.
Moving across the field, putting it to
Rodman
the
in
right
space
side.
down the right side here. Rodman comes
Kennedy.
inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal.
What a striker!
Rodman.
With the left foot! Going over the head coach.
And here comes the
Hit it with her,
celebration.
He's been watching a little bit of football. A little sexy Dexy is what I've been told, right? There's a gentleman from the New York Giants that likes to do that celebration as well. I'm digging it, JB. I'm digging it. You love my girl or no? Are we sold on her yet? Or am I going to have to just continue to pull up clips?
Hey,
of
I
my
have
girl out
nothing
here?
wrong with her. Nothing wrong with her. It's just, at the end of the day,
Don't say
we
you don't have
just
to
didn't know what women's soccer was, At the end of the day, we just weren't watching it. That's what it is.
We're going to lock in. The Olympics are going to kick off here pretty soon. The Winter Olympics. That's going to be fun to kind of get into. The Olympics are always fun. I like Summer Olympics. That's more of the weeds I like to be in. Those are more of the sports I like to be in. But a couple of these skiing things, it's going to be fun to watch. One of the ones that I like to is they throw that thing on the ice and they're like shoveling the sides to try to slow down that little ball from rolling and stopping the hole. That one's gonna be kind of cool to watch. Is there anything in the Winter Olympics that you ever watched? I don't know that I ever watched the Winter Olympics unless it pops up like on Sports Center.
I like the skiing. I like the bobsledding. Bobsledding is always cool. I don't know if that's still a thing. The bobsledding, dude, where they go down the little tunnel and they're like laying on their back, right? Is that what that is?
Oh, and they're just like
The sledding. Yeah.
Yeah.
They lay on their
I don't know
stomach.
what it's called,
But then you got the other one too, where they're like in the little torpedo looking thing. There's like 3 dudes in that thing, and they're going down. So they used to have that. I don't even know if they have that stuff anymore.
I don't know. We're gonna have to tune in here February, right after the Super Bowl. I believe it kicks off. I could be wrong. February 5th. I could be getting my dates wrong though, because the NBA trade deadline is on February 5th, and we'll end with this. JB, Giannis Antetokounmpo has requested a trade from the Milwaukee Bucks, reported by Shams Charania, 2-time MVP. Giannis Antetokounmpo is ready for a new home at the February 5th NBA trade deadline. Or in the offseason, as several rival teams make aggressive offers to make Milwaukee Bucks for him, and the franchise is starting to listen. League sources tell ESPN. What was that?
Yeah, I feel like this is something that's already been going on. It's just like now I think the time this is the time you push it. Get him to a contender before the trade deadline. I don't know how well that's going to work out. I mean, you're going to have to give up a lot of picks. You're going to have to give up a couple good players, and it's going to be a breakthrough trade, a blockbuster trade for sure. So I just don't know.
If you're the Warriors, to me, immediately, I don't mean to be biased because I am a follower of the Warriors here, but
that's something that makes sense.
Like this screams Warriors.
Yeah.
Screams Warriors. Please do not.
What do you give up?
The last 2 to 3 years.
What do you give up?
You're gonna have to give up. Starting with Kuminga. I don't know if Jimmy Butler has any trade value because he's hurt and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. You throw pods in there. You throw in hell of picks. You kind of mortgage the future, really. Honestly, that's really what you're going to have to do is really mortgage the future. But you tell me, if Steph Curry has a 2-year window and this guy's still out here putting up 30, 35, 40 points a game, JB, this guy is the ultimate talent. We cannot let this guy go to waste. If the Warriors let Steph Curry's back end of his career go to waste, what's their GM? Donovan, something like that. Bro, he might be the worst GM of all time if he wastes Steph Curry's talent, bro. Like, genuinely. Going from what they had with, his name's, man. Warriors got to get this shit done.
For me, it's
the
like
fact that they might waste his talent is crazy.
the this is one of the oldest rosters like in the league, and I feel like people don't want to play on this team because of Draymond. I feel like Draymond's kicked out young players like Poole, Jordan Poole. Like he's really kind of messed up with the team chemistry. Like you could tell, like the veterans. Okay, it's a veteran group, and then the young guys, it's like they get pushed out. Like they just can't find their way to make it on this team, and we've seen it over and over. So I feel like they've kind of self-destructed from within, in a standpoint of Draymond, keeping Draymond there and all that, but they love him over there, I guess. So, but this move makes sense because it's one of the best basketball players in the world. So you got to do one last push. It's not like, you got some guys. It's not like you guys got all these young guys up and coming, and from the Warriors. So you do this for the next 2 years, and then Giannis will be, hopefully maybe it's just what's going to happen when these guys retire. Giannis is the only one on this team left. Then where are they going to be at? They could be in
Well, then
really
you got a
bad
superstar
shape.
to build around,
Yeah, but can they build like they'll have nothing. They'll have nothing to build around him.
God,
It's going to be a bunch
talk
of
about swinging.
it's going to be a
This
bunch
team
of
has swung and
mailmen.
missed drafting, bro. Ever since they drafted, like they had that luck with Draymond, Steph, and Clay, right? They made that transition from what was the fun team, right? And then they made the transition to the Steph Curry, Draymond, Clay era, and then now it's like the transition to this next era. It's like they can't, like how you said, they can't keep any young guys. And is that because of Draymond? Are they afraid of Draymond? Like, are they afraid that Draymond is going to walk
We
into
saw
that
what
front office
happened.
and just slap around everybody?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't get. Are we really
Yeah.
that scared? Like, no, love Draymond, very effective player. But I get why people can't stand this dude. Sometimes sometimes watching the Warriors play, I'm just like, Draymond, chill out, bro. Hoop. What are we doing? Like the antics is already it's like it's almost run its course where it's starting to feel like NBA players. Let's test it. Like other dudes, let's test it. Let's see if he's willing to do to you what he did to Jordan Poole, or if that was just one of those things that because he was smaller, he tried to big man him. You know what I mean? Like got an Anthony Town or Anthony in Carl Anthony Towns face. It backed off pretty quick once Carl Anthony Towns kind of pressed him, and Towns is supposed to be this feminine dude. So it's like, come on, man. I really wish that basketball kind of allowed the fighters or allowed the players to kind of get in a couple scraps every now and then. You look at the hockey world and these boys just throw down. If they got an issue, they let them scrap it out just a little
Basketball
bit.
players, they're not about it.
Basketball world, that would be fun.
They're not about
That
it.
would be
It's
fun.
all talk, a lot of bark, no bite. Basketball players, that's a huge difference. A lot of guys that talk about it, talk, but they don't walk the walk. There's a lot of that in the NBA. A lot of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Hockey's different.
Lucas joked about it before too. So, like he says, nobody's going to do anything. It's the NBA. And he's like, yeah, you're right. They're probably not. And why would you? You have too much money on the line to do something idiotic that would cause you to get
They ain't tough
kicked
enough.
out of the league, basically.
They ain't tough enough. That's the issue.
Draymond Green, you ain't tough enough. You're here. SOL. It's taking shots.
I'm talking about other guys. Maybe Draymond. Draymond might,
Draymond's probably about it. Yeah.
He's about it, but in a dirty way. We've only seen him throw one punch, and that was in practice.
Yeah, Jordan Poole wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
I wonder if Jordan Poole ever I wonder if he wants to get that lick back. Like, I wonder if at some point here in like 10 years when they're both out of the league, like, I wonder if Jordan Poole is like, yeah, let's go have a little scrap out here. Let's see if Dana White allows us to go in. Maybe on the prelims, we go out there and have a little scrap. Why not? That would be fun. That'd be fun. Especially in 2026, baby. Anything is possible. Like that's like the one thing whenever like people are barking at each other on X, and it's like, bro, if you're about it, there's people that can make this happen. You can get paid for people to see this happen. Like, if you're really about that business, make it happen. You got people like Le'Veon Bell in the game knocking fools out. Like, this can happen. They can make – I mean, damn it, Dana White almost made Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg happen. Like, if the nerds can get in it, then these top-tier athletes can get in it. And sometimes I do wonder, like, you do see some of these guys that didn't quite make it in the NFL. go over to these fighting leagues and they're killing it, bro. I mean, they're specimens. They're huge. 6'4", 200 pounds. Like, come on over and put that fist on somebody's chin and see what happens, man. But hell yeah, JB. That's what a great show. I appreciate you, Jay in the back. Appreciate you. Cheech was supposed to come on. It seemed like he had some technical difficulties. He jumped in and then jumped out of the chat right away. Also at work. So maybe something happened at work. Prayers to him if something did. JB, let's have a hell of a weekend, man. We had a great week of shows, especially a week that we thought was going to be extremely slow because of the gap between now and the Super Bowl. I think we nailed it right on the head. Had a great show. You had a great showing this week. I appreciate you, bro. We'll be back on Monday to react to everything that happened this weekend. The UFC fights the Senior Bowl. Diego Pavia. I like it. Don't forget Senior Bowl, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. Tune in to see Pavia showcase his skills. A gentleman from Albuquerque, New Mexico. We'll be back Monday, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. We'll be back to regular schedule next week. The delays were because school was out, so we were kind of just adapting to the schedules. I don't think anybody was going to be awake at 6:30 in the morning. But I appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. We love y'all. We'll see y'all Monday morning, 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS. See ya.